Happy Monday, everyone. My name is Hendrick Ledwaba. Thank you so much for joining us and for being part of the family. We appreciate you. Today, I'm joined by a very, very inspirational leader. His name is Winston Nola. He is a career coach, or sales coach rather, an author, public speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Welcome to Influential Mondays with Mr. HL.
H, I'm so excited to be here, man. I was fiddling around on YouTube last night trying to figure out your podcast. I love it. I mean, such a beautiful experience, and I'm honored to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
So we are an educational platform, right? And you fit the criteria mainly because of the work that you do out there. I love what you stand for in terms of education, upskilling, motivation. There's so many educational stuff that people can take from you, and it's something that can just impact their lives and beyond.
Wow, man. Listen, I'm just so privileged that every single day of my life, I'm in corporate South Africa, stretching people to go to the next level, to fulfill their potential, helping them through skills, through knowledge, to actually execute better on their purpose and helping them to be who they truly are. So it's a privilege. And yeah, just in 2025 alone, we're looking at the numbers, H. And I think we touched almost 2,000 people across various corporates around the country, countrywide. So yeah, we're privileged to do what we do.
But I do understand that that's how things were not always been. There must be somewhere where you started. Oh, yeah. And in as much as we want to educate and change lives, whoever that comes across this content should be inspired, should learn something.
Sure.
Just take me back because I think with me, I know more about your professional life.
Right.
So take me back before you started working, before the public speaker, before the author, maybe growing up, your background and so forth.
Yeah, I was always a misfit, H. Just an inquisitive, naughty little boy. One younger brother, two older sisters, I should say. And I was just a kid that loved to have fun, that loved to play, that was just searching. But what's important to highlight is I was also shaped by tragedy. We lost our parents in the early 90s. In fact, mid-90s to late 90s, in fact, more accurately. So we grew up as orphans, H.
Yes. We
grew up without our parents. We grew up under the grace of relatives who took us into their homes. And it shapes you. You grow up differently. You think differently. You see the world differently. But it can also damage you.
True.
It can also hurt you.
True.
Because growing up without your biological parents, luckily for me, and how the story went, H, was like this, was between myself, my sisters, and my brother, we were split into different homes, right? I was privileged to be taken in by an aunt and an uncle of mine that were just amazing. And I regard them as my parents to this day because they took me into their home and they raised me. And it was for their grace, to be honest, that I stand here today. Otherwise, I might be another gunslinging hijacker.
Sure.
Who knows?
Yeah.
On the streets of Joburg, tapping on your car with a weapon at 7 p.m. and asking you to jump out of the car. So stuff like that I don't take for granted.
That's grace. That's God. I think that's the revelation of grace, because
Absolutely.
as the favor, I can relate with some parts because I've lost my parents as well. There's a void that you have as a child, and
a wound.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And even with grief, it's something that it can't go away.
No.
Because even when you go through various chapters of your life, there's always the thing of my parents,
Yes.
only if.
Yeah.
So how did you then navigate that situation?
Yeah.
Did the family that took you in, I think they played a very crucial
Massive
role
part.
in terms of shaping you?
Massive, massive, massive. Often as a teenager, you see the world differently. You shoulder responsibilities early. You get to the point where you have to grow up a lot sooner than you're
have to
supposed to.
man up.
Oh yeah, 100%. So of course, straight after high school, I was kicked into the world of work. Had to learn everything via correspondence. And what can you do when you've got no education, no skills, and you need to work? Well, you're gonna find yourself in the call centers of Johannesburg. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. So I found myself in a lot of these organizations and institutions. But if there's anything that I can remember, is just having a feeling and a sense that, man, there's something bigger and better for me out there. There's more to me than this in every environment that I found myself in. So I strived and I worked hard. And if anything I got from both my biological mother as well as my aunt, that is my new mother, is work ethic, is just a passion and love for work, a hunger and a drive and a determination to succeed, an unquenchable need to improve. It's my favorite word, by the way. It's my favorite word. If I ever get a tattoo, it'll be improve. It'll be improve. So I'm obsessed with improvement. I have to be better than I was last year. The man that sits on your podcast today is completely different to the man that I was 10 years ago on my 31st birthday. Completely different to the kid I was at 21, some 20 years ago. And I think that is what those women gave me. I remember this quotation from my biological mother. She always told me, son, school ends at PhD.
Sure.
100%. So I have to be a PhD. I'm not a PhD today. I'm wrestling with an MBA. But I have to be a PhD. It's in my bones, in my DNA. My young brother's overtaken me, by the way. He'll probably be the first PhD in our family. Wow. He's already finished his MBA. But I think it's those values, it's those principles, it's breaking free of those limitations, and realizing that many of the limitations we have, it's mental. These are mental limitations. As a man thinketh, so is he. Right? We are talking about mental blockages. Right? When Bannister ran the mile in under 4 minutes in the 1960s, 1950s at Oxford University, people thought it was impossible.
Because it was never been done.
It hadn't been done. Yeah. Scientists actually came out with papers saying, no, it's humanly impossible. Your heart will explode.
Yeah.
And they actually came up with medical justification as to why it couldn't be done. Guess what? When Bannister broke that record, within the next year, 17 people broke that record.
Because now the barrier is broken.
So what type of barrier was it? Was it a mental? Was it a physical barrier?
No.
Was it a biological barrier? Did people's hearts explode as doctors would? You know what I'm saying? So my belief is we must challenge these barriers. We have to challenge what we can achieve. And I mean, I'm not a resolution person. Haven't been for many, many years. But I got to tell you, I got a new mantra for 2026.
Okay.
I got to tell you, man. And my mantra is, what if it all works out?
Oh, I saw that on
It's my WhatsApp status. Did you see it?
On your WhatsApp.
What if it all comes together? What if we exceed our expectations? And I love that frame because it breaks limitations. It just opens up possibilities. It just opens up your thinking. You are no longer thinking within the constraints of your little budget. And we all have one, right?
Yeah.
We're no longer thinking within the constraints of what is around us right now. It breaks our minds into second, third, fourth order thinking. We're now not just thinking about this functional, tactical, operational. It opens our minds to higher levels of strategic thinking. And man, that's where I want to operate, man.
But you are doing that in terms of the work that you do. I spoke earlier on with you regarding the work that you do in terms of upskilling, and we were saying actually that the season of learning, upskilling, gaining experience, gathering these skills, it's not an easy one.
Yeah.
Because you now have to start from the bottom and work your way to the top.
Sure.
And with the type of work that you do, it's where you are. You are in the process of getting there. So life after matric, you started working, right?
I had to.
How was your work experience?
Oh, it was rough.
When you started?
It was rough. It was traumatic. I still remember reporting to toxic bosses, okay, that you had to ask to go to the bank, right? Yeah. And I remember my boss would call me, "Where are you? I let you go to the bank 30 minutes ago. Where are you right now, Nolan?" And just engaging with the world in real life for the very first time.
Yeah.
And really starting to try to figure out how the world works, how credit works, how the system works, how corporate works, how to advance in a corporate environment, how to deal with corporate politics, how to express yourself in corporate, how to carry yourself in corporate.
How to communicate as well.
Oh my Lord, it's major. Absolutely. And I learned very early that how you carry yourself matters. That you are a walking billboard.
Your image.
Your image, and I wouldn't even go that far. Even your email. How you articulate yourself in correspondence, how you articulate yourself in meetings.
Your phone call.
Absolutely. Hey, it's all connected. And sadly, and this is the sad truth that I learned in corporate South Africa, that you are judged. You will be judged by how you articulate yourself. You will be judged by how you present yourself. You will be judged by your grooming. You'll be judged by your clothing. You'll be judged by how you smell. You'll be judged by your contributions in the last meeting. You'll be judged how you connect and engage with your colleagues. You'll be judged as to how you disagree with your colleagues. You'll be judged as to how you correct your boss. If you dare.
Yeah.
If you dare. Right? So you have to play the game. You have to play the game. You have to learn this thing called life. You have to learn to juggle a career. You have to learn to deal with the natural proclivities and inclinations of being a human being, of dealing with loneliness, horniness, a desire to be with another person, right? And this quest to progress, this quest to succeed, man, it's a lot. It's a lot. And we were discussing even before we turned on the cameras. And it's pressure.
Exactly. It's funny because I wanted to bring that up.
Let's go there. Let's go there.
No, like
go
I
there.
said, a diamond, it's a chunk of coal that did well under pressure.
Under pressure, man.
Because one of the things that you deal with now, time and money, those two are enemies.
Ooh.
And then now you have this pressure,
Yes.
right? Because the more money you want to pursue, the more time you're gonna lose.
100%.
And
it's
now
a trade-off.
Exactly.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
So, how do you deal with that? Because you do quite a lot of things, and you have to cater for various aspects of your life. You have to cater for your wife, for your kids.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry, my gorgeous wife.
It's the biggest deal I ever closed, H. She's the biggest deal I ever closed. I must be honest with you.
Oh, but
You know.
do you still walk around telling people?
I
that
do every single day, every single day. You know, but you know, you asked such a good question. You know, how do you cope with the pressure? How do you deal with the stress?
Especially when you want these things, when you want to get the MBA, the masters.
Yeah. And then
you
you're
want
juggling
to
the
also
relationship.
have exactly a
And
good
then,
family.
And then you're gonna have kids.
Exactly. You know.
You know what? I think for me, man, it's a realization that we are not designed to cope on our own. We are not designed to shoulder the stress, the pressures of life while we're juggling our own ambitions on our own. We were never designed to. And the people that try are the people that are crushed by that pressure. So number one, you gotta have faith in God, man. Without faith, it's impossible to please Him, right? And why does He say that? He says that because having faith is a prerequisite. It is. How can I express this?
Without faith, it's impossible to please God.
Yeah, it's the crux is this: is that you cannot do this life without it. And if you try to, you will end up an alcoholic. If you try to, you will end up a drug addict. If you try to, you'll end up a sex addict, a porn addict, an attention addict. You will fall into tremendous measures of vices. And there's so many traps that you can fall into in this world. So first and foremost, it's an understanding that we're not designed to deal with stress. Robert Sapolsky wrote a beautiful book in the 90s. It's called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. It's one of my favorite books. And he talks about how stress and chronic stress affects us. Now, stress is good when it's measured. Pressure is good because it helps to bring out the best out of us, right? Right?
It's a revelation of our character.
Correct. A measure of pressure is good. A measure of pressure because it forces us to step up. It activates adrenaline coursing through our bloodstream, which then allows us to execute with the best version of ourselves. We focus our mind, our senses. We concentrate better. It builds us up. But too much stress breaks. You want enough pressure to stretch, but not snap. So, how I cope with stress, and to also answer your question from a personal perspective, number one, worship. Number one, surrender. Number one, a release, my Lord, to say, Lord, I've got 3 back-to-back sessions with MTN. After that, I'm going into, and those are 1 hour back-to-back. I've got a 30-minute gap there, and I'm going to a 2-hour masterclass with Sanlam. And then tomorrow morning, I'm at Value Logistics the entire day, doing a launch and a 3-hour masterclass. And I need to make sure that the session that I'm doing at Bright is sorted for next week. Oh, and it's my daughter's birthday on Saturday, right? It's my anniversary on Sunday, right? And my son is not doing well. He needs to go to the dentist. And that storm that happened, it ripped open a corner of the roof of the house, and we need to mend that corner because water's dripping right in. I got to get that sorted. And the car's due for a service. So, we were never designed to carry all that by ourselves. So my secret weapon is I go to my daddy and I say, Lord, help me with this. Lord, make it happen. Lord, I'm going into these sessions. Guide my tongue. Guide my mind. Man, I need to learn this new content, right? Give me the mental fertility to grasp this as quickly as I possibly can. Okay. I'm walking into a session with this particular client. Okay, wins. What's their strategy? What's their competitive context? What are their products and services? What's their value proposition? Okay. All right. What's the next lesson? I'm teaching these people about competitive advantage. I'm teaching these people that we have to be more strategic. That strategic thinking professionals are the highest performing professionals in South Africa today. So regardless of what role you have in the business, whether you're in sales, whether you're in IT, whether you're in HR, you have to understand strategic thinking. Okay, I need to refresh myself before the session. Okay, I need to What is strategic thinking? Okay, where's the latest data and science? Who are the authorities? I need to refresh myself, and then I'm good to go.
So you need a support system to deal with the pressure.
Oh my lord! So you trigger me there. So number one, you need God. Number one. Number two,
That's part of he's the cornerstone.
Yeah.
He is the cornerstone.
Correct.
He's the source of everything.
yes, but you also need other stones. If God is the cornerstone, you need other stones,
Yeah.
right? So you do absolutely need a support system. You need human beings. And you know, I discounted this. You know, when I was younger, I used to think I could do bad all by myself, you know. Yeah, I really thought I was bad to the bone. Oh, until I really started with dealing with real issues of life, real issues of disappointment, real issues of depression, real issues that can destroy you.
Setbacks, failures,
Dude, I buried
redirections.
a business, right? So I made my first fortune at 27. 27, I was a millionaire, had a multi-million rand business, okay? Thought I was living on top of the world. Guess what? 5 years later, that business couldn't wash its face. 5 years later, that business was struggling and failing, and I didn't know how to fix it. 5 years later, I had to retrench 18 staff. 5 years later, right, I went from private banking to the bankers not taking my phone calls anymore. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
And the only people that want to speak to you are the lawyers. It's just lawyers. And guess what? When you can't pay for the stuff, they come and get their stuff. Right? So cars repossessed, properties repossessed. The works went through that. And you need a support system. You need human beings that you can call and say, Show me? I'm not 100%. Can we link up? I just need to de-stress. Can we link up? I need to detox. Oh, and by the way, this is also something I learned. You also need certain people in your life that you can call and say, but I just need 2K to get to month end.
Yeah.
I just need 5K to get to month. You need that. 100%. And then you need some people that you can call up and say, spiritually, I'm not growing. What are you studying right now? Which book are you studying?
reading?
Which Bible character are you dissecting? I was looking at Daniel. I was looking at David. And I'm just realizing that guy was sexually nuts because that guy went and stole another man's wife. And then it was magnified times 10 with Solomon. That bro went and married 700 women. And then he went and scooped up another 300 concubines. Lord. How are you? What are you studying? How are you growing? You need people. You need certain people that you just laugh with. You need a chummy that you engage. And you just say, hey, listen, what wine do you like? I'm in Tops. I want to get 2 bottles, one for you and one for me. And then I'm coming straight to your house. Because the week I've had, I just need to decompress. So many, Annie Duke has got thinking on this. And so many other thinkers are really talking about this. And I discounted it for many, many years. But as I grow up, I'm learning that we need people. We need it's not an option. You need to laugh. You need someone that you can just forward silly WhatsApp memes.
True.
And you can see something on social and screenshot and say, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this nonsense. You need that. You need that. So first and foremost, in terms of coping with stress, let's connect the dots. First of all, you need an acknowledgement and a belief in the higher power, a belief in God, a belief. You need a Christocentricity,
A higher force.
I know 100%. So in my personal life, I'm all about customer centricity. That's what I live and breathe. In my personal life, I'm all about Christocentricity. That's what I live and breathe. So you will be said. You have to orbit something. In my personal life, I choose to orbit Jesus. In my professional life, I audit customers. And I help people and organizations to orbit customers so that they can win against their competitive rivals in market. So have God, have people, and have fun. The next thing is managing your mind, managing your stress, right? Back to Robert Sapolsky and why zebras don't get ulcers. There is now scientific research that tells us that prolonged stress damages your mind, damages on a biochemical level, it damages you. It damages your brain. It damages the cells, the neuroplasticity in your mind. It damages your memory centers. It damages how retentive your memory is. Besides the physical effect on your diet, besides cortisol, a massive hormone that influences your happiness a lot. Fluctuations of cortisol, right? Mood spikes, more prone to alcohol abuse, to stress. Hey, I got to tell you that as I'm growing up now, dude, I'm actually learning that so much of our lives is determined by our emotional state.
It's funny because, can I say this? So I'm working on my second book, right?
Good to hear. Your first book was good, by the way.
No, thank
I
you.
have a copy. I have a copy. Shout out to this man. You must get it. You must read it.
Thank you.
You must read it.
So when you speak, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm currently writing a chapter about emotional intelligence.
Ooh,
right?
That's my favorite.
So when you speak about emotions,
Yeah.
okay, this is just my observation and expressing my views.
Yeah.
So what I've realized is that sometimes people respond to experiences based on internal traumas. You may have an issue, for example, at work with a female colleague,
Oh, yes.
and they are triggered.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not because of what you do, but it's because of the background or the experience that they had,
Yeah.
So emotional intelligence is the awareness of your emotions, right?
Yeah.
And those who are surrounding you. So if we get to a point where we are aware, even the wounded side, not the positive ones only,
yeah.
not that empathy, great communication, but I can also say I have a wound maybe because of this and that at home, or because of my background, or because I've once had an issue with a colleague and so forth, because sometimes those things, they linger within us.
Yes.
And now we are constantly carrying them. We are constantly now walking around
Yes.
and bleeding on top of other people.
Bleeding.
That we are working with. So emotion, because you are a leader now, for me, emotional intelligence would be one of the high qualities that a leader can have.
You got it, dude. You hit the nail on the head. And I love your choice of words there, bleeding on other people. We have to go back to Daniel Goldman. We have to go back to 1996. Because you can't understand emotional intelligence without beginning with Goldman, right? So in any field of study that I work on, my discipline and mental practice is I want to go to the source. I want to find out, where did this stuff originate? Right? So when we're talking about EQ, it started with Goldman, and his 1996 book, guess what was the title of his book? Emotional Intelligence. And it was Goldman in 1996 that exploded. That book changed the world. That book is the reason why today kids get certificates. All the kids get certificates, different color certificates, but everyone gets a certificate. Right? It's because they came to an understanding that to succeed in life, and this was Goldman's scientific treatise. This was his thesis, and before that, we always thought success was only predicated on intelligence, on knowledge, on education, and skills.
IQ.
100%. So Goldman said, hey, wait a minute. Why is it we're seeing highly intelligent people are struggling to function in the office? Why is it we're dealing with people with superior IQs, with genius level IQs that struggle to be functional in relationships? Why is it we appointed this person and this person on aptitude, on competence, but they didn't have the confidence to lead and to execute? So Goldman presents this treatise, and he says there's another dimension to this. And then he's the one that presents this thing called EQ, emotional intelligence, the emotional quotient. And he's saying that no. Being smart is good. The ability to have a retentive memory is good. The ability to understand algebra and trigonometry and, ratios of eccentricity and statistics. Yes, it helps you. It helps you. We need people that can process coherently the world around us. But we also need people that understand how to speak to people nicely, that understand, when they're having a conversation with someone, that no, this one is not okay. We also need leaders that can look at the total view of a human being, that can say, okay, Ulinda, I'm sitting in a performance review with you, and hey, you're not meeting any of your KPIs. And that leader can then also see that, Linda, what's happening? Because I'm noticing you're not wearing your wedding ring. What's going on? Oh, Linda, why didn't you tell me you're in the middle of a divorce? Oh, why didn't you tell me that you're suicidal? Oh, why didn't you tell me that you and your wife are so estranged? It's a mess. And now this stuff is influencing your work. That's EQ. That's EQ. EQ is understanding the totality of the human condition. EQ is understanding, once again, that people are functional based on their feelings. It's one of the biggest revelations to me in recent times, Adrian. That the functionality of a human being is predicated by their emotions. That people connect or disconnect with other human beings based on their emotions. That when your phone rings, H, right now, and you see the name of the person that's calling you, you are going to have a feeling about that person before you answer. And hopefully when you see my name, you have positive feelings. Right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But there's some people, and you know this, there's some people that when the phone rings and you see the name, you're flooded with the cortisol injects your
are
bloodstream,
irritated.
and you're like, should I take this call? And that's why this thing called EQ is so key. Thanks for bringing it up.
There's a session that we once did, I don't know, but perspective takers, isn't it what you were saying in terms of EQ relates with that?
No, 100%. Everything in life is perspective. I actually think I'm a quantum coach because I want to help people to see possibilities. I want to help people to see the next level. I want to help people to see the bigger picture. So when we're talking about perspective takers, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world according to the perspective we're coming from. And our perspectives are shaped by our background, by our upbringing, by our experience, our exposure, by our level of self-esteem.
Self-awareness.
You got it. You got it, right? And this, and I live and breathe this stuff. That there's some people that wake up in the morning and they feel like they can do anything. There's some people that wake up in the morning and they feel like they can try anything. They feel a sense of triumph. They feel a sense of ambition. They feel a sense of they can go out there and conquer the world. They feel a sense of accomplishment, and they just want to build and build and build and build on top of their accomplishments. They look at their lives and they say, I've achieved this, I can do this, we can do this. But then the opposite is also true. The people that wake up in the morning, H, and they feel inadequate. They feel poorly about themselves. They feel a sense of solitude. They feel inept.
They are lifeless.
Yeah. So those feelings will immediately determine your perspective and your perception, right? And the most difficult thing is at the beginning of your career, like you guys are at, right? Pretty much, of how to wake up with ambition, with drive, with determination, with a hunger to succeed, even though your situation and circumstance is not there yet, right? And I've been there. I've experienced tremendous success. I've experienced tremendous failure. And it's in our times of failure, it's in our times of inadequacy, it's in our times of lack, it's in our times of
rejection.
Yeah, man.
Our worst.
It's when we're low. Number one, how quickly we can bounce back. Resilience, or the next level of resilience, anti-fragility, right? How quickly we can bounce back, those shock absorbers. So it's not that the sun shines differently on Uncle Patrice. He's not drinking a different water to the rest of us.
Sure.
Well, he might be.
Yeah.
He might be importing his water from Paris at this stage. Who knows? I don't think he's drinking COJ.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But we are all prone to the human condition. I mean, that's the point that I'm trying to land. We're all prone to stress and pressure and rejection and love and hate and prejudice and the vices of life. But it's how we react. It's how we respond. It's how we interpret those things. And Carol Dweck calls it simply a growth mindset.
Yes.
She calls it a growth mindset.
Yes.
She says that, what is your mindset as a person? What is your mindset?
How do you view setbacks?
How do you internalize them?
Exactly.
When you fail, do you view it as an event or do you view it as an identity? And James Clear taught us true behavior change is identity change.
That's my favorite.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quotable text for all of us, because how you deal with life, how you respond to life. Carol Dweck taught us that your mindset is not like your shoe size. By about 15 or 16, your foot has reached its peak. Sometimes 17 or 18, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So if by, let's say, the age of I don't know, 16, 17, you're a size 9, you will likely be a size 9 for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
So your foot cannot have a growth mindset, but you can. So your mind is, and this is what I'm learning, dude, is your mind is a lot more elastic than you think. Your mind is a lot more pliable than you realize. Your mind can grow. And if you grow your mind, you grow your world. If you grow your thinking, you grow your possibilities. If you grow your thought process, you actually grow your possibilities. You expand the parameters of your world. This is expansive thinking. This is when you get to the point where you can now start to think yourself into better situations and circumstances. You cannot go further than your thoughts. No, you can't.
What brought you here won't get you there.
No. And when you get there, you need another layer of thinking.
Yeah.
You need another. I mean, we're talking about Tebeko Baloy. That's why I hang around with people like that.
Sure.
That's why.
Sure.
That's why I pull people of higher thinking processes into my life. That's why I harass certain people. I bother them. That's why I reach out to certain friends, because there's certain friends that stretch me and grow me.
And
Right?
better you learn
100%.
from. You take few things that you can also apply in your life.
Correct. One of my best friends of 20 years, he's not building a house. No. He's done that. His house is worth $1 million, not rands.
Yeah.
USD. You understand what I'm saying? He's building a complex of townhouses. He's stretching my imagination, right? Because we pretty much grew up together over the last 20 years. He goes to the toilet just like me. Right? We deal with conversations of feelings of inadequacy, of insufficiency. He suffers sometimes with imposter syndrome just like me. Sometimes he feels inadequate just like me. Sometimes he suffers dependency just like me. Sometimes he makes bad decisions just like me. So when I see someone just like me, right, working on 100 million rand project in his early 40s, it stretches me. And I love to be around people that are stretching me. Bro, I've got no time for anyone talking about the latest episode of The Kardashians. I'm sorry. That's the quickest way to burn your brain cells. It's the quickest way. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun, man. You know what I mean?
No,
And I'm not saying I don't doom scroll on social. I do, okay?
Yeah.
But what am I looking for? Growth. I'm addicted to it now. What am I looking for, H? Improvement. Oh, there's that word again. There it goes again. You see? It's a righteous addiction.
Tell me about LRMG.
Yeah.
Because you guys are doing an incredible work.
It's a
We've
beautiful
been
business.
speaking about, our personal development.
Yeah.
Inspiration, you guys, in terms of education, upskilling people, communication, coaching. Oh man, you guys are So when I just look at the work that you do, your profiles, just tell us about what you guys do and your role there, and what
such a pleasure.
what you
Such a pleasure, dude. So,
cater for.
Thank you for asking. So the business is about, what, 27, 28 years old now?
Wow.
It was founded by Ricky Robinson in 1996. And I got to tell you, I am a so much more enhanced and improved version of myself because of my proximity to Ricky Robinson, because of my access to that gentleman. So the beauty of LRMG is it is an environment that grows you and stretches you, and it comes from the top. It comes from our leader. Honestly, it comes from Ricky. I'm not afraid to say that on podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right? Because, as Maxwell said, right, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything. A home, a community, a country, a business. It all rises and falls on leadership.
Yeah.
And Ricky set such a high standard of intellectual rigor, of data synthesis, of an understanding of the world, of high performance best practice. Sure. So he's introduced me to many of these authors that I've articulated here today. Many of these authors. So LR is a big business. And essentially, we used to be 16 different business units. We're now under one. And we have different specializations, right? So I'm in sales excellence. So I work with a crazy bunch of people that go into organizations every day. And we help organizations outcompete their rivals. So I'm on the front line.
Improve. They have to outdo the standard that they've set previously.
Don't even get me more excited. You're right. You have to improve to be unique. You have to improve. So the work we do is helping organizations outcompete their rivals. I live on the front line of what I call competitive combat in stores in April. It's coming 2026.
Yes.
Shameless pun.
Yes.
Because the only way to succeed is to outcompete your rivals, right? So we've got the privilege of working with many large corporates out there. I'll give an example. We helped Bridgestone last year, worked very closely with the team over there, helped Bridgestone sell more tires. We've worked with Sanlam and Santam. Sanlam to sell long-term insurance, Santam to sell short. We've worked with Heineken Beverages to sell more wines, more spirits, more liquor. We've had the privilege of working with Albany Bakeries to sell more bread and to outcompete their rivals, right? So those are probably some of the noteworthy names which the market would recognize. And the crux is this: is that being on the front line of competitive combat, as I like to call it, is it forces you to continuously be observant, as to what are the strategic moves happening in the market, right? And how is that influencing industries? For example, news broke yesterday that Chery has just bought the Nissan factory,
Nissan, yes.
right? It's a massive factory. That is a signal of tremendous strategic intent. It's saying that, hey, Chery is here to stay. We are witnessing, especially in the automotive sector, it's clear for all of us to see one of the biggest market shifts in the history of not just South Africa, of the world. The German auto manufacturers are in big trouble. The British and the Americans are in big trouble, right? The South African dream used to be a townhouse and a BMW. Now the South African dream is a townhouse and a Jetour or a JQ or a Haval or a BYD, you know. So markets are changing. And in our work, you know, we have the privilege of being on the front line of some of those rivalries, those competitive rivalries. So we have a lot of fun. It's a lot of pressure. We walk into some organizations and they give us growth mandates, and they say, well, listen, the purpose of this intervention is to improve sales performance, which is revenue, by 30%. So we have to have measurable, tangible outcomes in those organizations. Otherwise, we failed.
Yeah, we only have 5 minutes, so I think it's only fair to give you time as well to just share us, or just, I do understand that there's a new book coming. Just share the details, or just a snippet regarding some of the chapters or the content of your book.
Thank you for this. I was waiting for this question. I was ready. When I was driving here, I was like, I hope he's going to ask me about the book. Okay, so this is the crux. So competitive combat is really about how to be chosen.
Say that again, the title of the book.
It's called Competitive Combat. Yeah, right? So it's how to be chosen in the age of instant...
Combat as in COMBAT.
Yeah, combat, to fight.
Okay.
Right? It's a competitive fight in the market, right?
I see.
Checkers is combat against Pick and Pay, right?
Yeah.
Sanlam is in battle with Old Mutual Insure, right? With Discovery Insure, with My Way. These are competitive battles. These are competitive rivalries, right? And so there's few industries that have monopolies or oligopolies, right? There are a couple, right?
Yeah.
But MTN is still in a fierce combat with Vodacom and Cell C and Telkom. It's the nature of the beast, and it's beautiful. So the premise of the book is how to be chosen in the era of instant comparison, where I can go on ChatGPT, right? I can go on Claude, I can go on Copilot, and go on any of these AI tools, okay, and ask it to compare this vehicle to 10 other vehicles I'm thinking about before a purchase. I can log into Copilot and ask it to do a market comparison of 50 meg lines from the top fiber to the home providers. We're in the age of instant comparison. We don't have to visit each of those institutions. All this information is in the public domain. So now, how do organizations compete and outperform their rivals in the age of AI? How do organizations do better than their rivals, than their contemporaries? How do they strategize? How do they out-strategize? So it's a book based in stories, because I love stories. I love stories. So we're going to look at the stories of a comparison between. I'll give you an interesting case. Today, in fact, let's go back to 2008, maybe 2009. Pick and Pay, Checkers are pretty much the same business. They've got close to the same revenue. They got the same amount of staff. It was about 87,000 staff at the time, etc. They got roughly the same amount of branches countrywide. This is 2008, 2009. 2026, what's the situation on the ground? There is a tremendous delta between Checkers and Pick and Pay, right? Sean Summers has been brought back into Pick and Pay to run the business, all right? Peter Engelbrecht has now succeeded YT Basson in Checkers. And how is it that Checkers is opening a new store every 3 days in South Africa? How is it in terms of revenue? Checkers is now almost double, in staff almost double. How is it that Checkers outplayed, outmaneuvered, out-strategized its biggest rival? It's a hell of a story. But that's just one.
Would it be fair making comparison with Samsung and Nokia?
Oh, yeah. Oh, very similar. So let's talk about it. Is at one stage a BlackBerry and Nokia were the benchmark products.
Sure.
They just failed to keep up. In 2007, Jobs held up a phone with no buttons. He said, "This is the future of telephony." Nokia said, "Yeah, Klanya Jobs. Jobs is not serious."
Yeah.
Right? Samsung said, no, this guy's onto something. Motorola said, no, people want flip phones. Hello, Moto. We'll continue to do that. Right? BlackBerry said, no, look at our QWERTY keypad. Oh, it's so nice. And they fell in love with their product. Right? Today, most of those organizations have been obliterated. But where we are now, and some of the case studies that we have that are more fresh and relevant, is the fight between Tesla and BYD. Why is MultiChoice bleeding? At one stage, having a DSTV subscription was the ambition of a South African. Is it true? Right? Things have drastically changed. So we're interrogating these competitive battles, and we're reverse engineering them to decipher why is it this organization won, this organization flopped. Right? So we look at both local businesses, international businesses. I try to make it global, but it's focusing on the lessons therein, I'm excited about.
I think you've said a mouthful, and I can't wait to read. Unfortunately, it's done. Yeah, the guy behind the scene is saying, "No, bro, time up." But anyway,
I'm sorry.
But anyway, thank you so much for your time.
Such a pleasure, man.
It's always a great thing just being around you and in your presence. There's this energy that you have, positive energy. There's this wisdom that you have, knowledge that you have. When you speak, we can go on for days, man. But anyway, I appreciate you. I appreciate the leader that you are, the work that you do. Thank you so much. I can't wait for the book, and I hope, maybe we can do another session when the book is here already. And
we'd love that.
Yeah, cheers for now.
Cheers, man.
Ola.
Bless you.
Bless you.